Hi there. Thanks for joining me today. Welcome to a flip through of a sweet little journal that I created a little while ago, but I was busy with various things in my life. But today we have a Sunnyside flip through of what I hope to make quite a few of. I'm calling it a Sunnyside Skinnydip because this genuinely is a naked junk journal. And that means I have done nothing to it except get it ready for you. The pages are blank. They're actually very nice quality, these pages. When I'm going through my thrift store, because it's still very much a junk journal, I have created this from repurposed materials that I get at thrift stores, antique shops, Happy Mail, yard sales, you name it. If someone else has owned it, that's what I want. I like my junk journals to be made from junk. And so this sweet little book, even though it's blank, the pages are really nice quality because I like to hunt through thrift stores and I find blank books that people just never bothered to fill, and they donate them to the thrift store, or else they filled 2 pages in, so they've ripped out their 2 pages and donated the rest of the book. I love those. I grab those up all the time, especially if it's watercolor paper. I really love to grab those ones. So we're going to take a look through Hot Dog Partners today. And so these books are priced much more reasonably than my fully dressed up junk journals, so that you can do it yourself, and this journal can become what you want it to be. And so we're going to see here that it is approximately 5 inches by approximately 7 3/4. And then I have sewed the signatures in using a 5-hole pamphlet stitch. So those are the actual signature threads. Sometimes I do a faux signature threads on a spine. Not in this case. Those actually are the signature threads. And it's approximately 1 1/4, maybe a little bit bigger spine. This book has 104 pages in it. And it was published, it's an old book, even though it's in really, really beautiful condition. The text block was not. The text block paper was so cheap, it was literally falling apart. So that's why it was perfect for becoming a Sunnyside Skinnydip. Plus, it was perfect because the cover was completely blank, except for this awesome title and these beautiful colors. The red and yellow are so nice, which is my favorite combination of colors. I added this to the front to give it a little bit of a head start. And I've plated this illustration, and then I've used brads to make sure it's extra secure on there. And there's a little bit of lace at the top and a little lace at the bottom. And these threads that you'll see here are actually the threads from the signatures, and you can trim them if you like, or you can leave them long, or you can glue things on them or tie beads on them. It's completely up to you. So it's a simpler book than what my regular books are, but it still is very much got says Catherine all over it, I think. I did save the original first page because it had the interesting information. I glued it on as safely as I could. I reinforced that fold so that it wouldn't crack and break. And that way you have the copyright date right there, which says 1931. So the end papers I sewed by hand around the edge. I pre-poked the holes and then sewed it by hand. And then the back is also sewed by hand around the edge with yellow and white polka dot paper that I think looks really cute. And for once I actually used fun fabric to sew in the signatures. Usually I'm kind of boring with my fabric for making a text block, and I tend to veer towards beige colored fabric, but I thought this time let's make it a little fun. Again, I had to just give it a little bit of character, and I imagined maybe this would become an art book. So I rated my Dick and Jane books, and just for the front I added a page from a Dick and Jane book, and there's Jane painting maybe a picture of Puff, her cat, and then there's another one on the very back page where Sally and Jane are having a sack race. So I thought that was a cute way to start the book for you. But as you're going to see on the inside, it's just a variety, and each signature is exactly the same, of different papers that I have collected from thrift stores. So this is actually really fine quality oh, my mind is drawing a blank for writing letters on stationery. Thank you. And then there's some lined papers if there's a page you want to write on. There's a page of cold press watercolor paper in there. And then there's a page of more of a blank page, and then a page that's not quite cardstock, but it's definitely not paper. I don't know the various weights, so I'm not even going to guess what weight this is, but it's in between. It's not cardstock, but it's not paper either. And then there's your threads for the 5-hole pamphlet stitch that I've done in here. And then it just simply repeats itself. And as you can see all along here, wherever possible, I've done a deckled edge. And I think that really, really looks nice. This is a beautiful book. It's a nice book to give as a gift. And in here you can see the fun, pretty fabric that I used. And it, even for someone who wants to do a little bit of watercolor, a little bit of pencil sketching, then maybe wanting to write about where they were when they did it. And again, so each signature has 20 pages when you count both sides. And then with the 2 extra pages on either end, that comes to 104 pages in this sweet little Sunnybrook Skinnydip book. Now, a full-blown Sunnyside journal usually has a Two Nanas bookmark in it. I opted not to do that with the Skinnydip journals because a Two Nanas bookmark can take me upwards of 45 minutes just to create the bookmark. And I want these to be able to be a simpler version. But just in case you were missing having a Two Nanas bookmark, I did put a little Catherine in there, and then my signature and the date. If you don't want Catherine looking at you from inside your journal, here's your perfect spot to start doing your collaging inside your Sunnyside Skinnydip journal. And then I've used sari silk so that you can tie it shut, because I suspect this is the kind of book that will end up as an alligator mouth eventually. It's got a nice pinch on it. I wanted to make sure, let's get that tied. I wanted to make sure I left lots of room for you to be able to fill it up with tags or with stickers or with whatever it is that interests you. So if you're interested in this journal, I will be listing it in my Etsy shop very soon. It will be down in the comments below. I haven't decided on a day yet, a day and a time yet. So that will be, just look below to my comments and you'll see what day and what time it will be available in my Etsy shop. And then hopefully you can go over and take a look and see if maybe you feel like owning. This is the very first one, the very first Sunnyside Skinnydip. And I hope you enjoyed this little flip through, and thanks for joining me today. Take care. Bye.